Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. It has been a while since my last video, and I'm eager to continue my Bet of Fallcrest story. This is the second season of this series featuring the Bet of Fallcrest, Brian Wayne, master blacksmith by day, masked vigilante by night in the medieval fantasy city of Fallcrest in the Nentir Vale. And as you can see, I've made a couple of changes here. So first, I'm not having my trusted solo spelunking mug with me now because we are playing the Bet of Fallcrest. So I thought it would be fitting to have a Batman themed mug as well. So I got this Batman themed mug for the Bet of Fallcrest. And what you can also see here, this is a dice tower. I've never used a dice tower before, but I've always wanted to. So I'm giving my trusty solo spelunking dice tray a little rest, a little break for now, because I want to try out this dice tower, and I was inspired by Sharp Mountain Games. He uses a dice tower all the time in his videos, and I think this is really great because this one, it's made out of bamboo wood and magnetic, and it folds up nice, and it is so much fun to throw these dice in there and hear this clicking sound and see them just falling through there. And I don't know, there's something about it. I could just sit there all day and throw dice in here, and and I'm very happy because they make such a nice noise. So yeah, so I will be using this dice tower for this series, and maybe, who knows, if I stick with it, I gotta make a little solo spelunking logo for this dice tower. Okay, so so we are going to start. Just a short recap. I was a little sloppy and I didn't kept a dedicated journal for this series. I just made some rough notes here on scrap paper. So last episode we interrogated a cultist and learned that they are gathering or looking for ingredients and artifacts to perform some sort of ritual, but we don't know what yet. So we are facing a cult that call themselves the Cult of Owls, and they never do good things. So they having their sights set on Fallcrest is not a good thing. And we learned about a cult hideout in the basement of a spice den in the northern slum in the eastern part of the city. And what we also determined or learned, that the warehouse that these cultists try to break into belongs to a well-renowned alchemist, Lucian Fox, who is also sometimes doing work for the royal ruling family of Fallcrest. And we left off, we separated, so the Bet of Fallcrest, Brian Wayne, ran into Lady Diana Princeton, Paladin of Timaskira, and she was tracking this cult, or has been tracking this cult for a while, and this is what has led her to Fallcrest, and she was the one that told the Bet about the Cult of Owls in the first place. And so we decided to join forces to unravel the mystery of this cult. And we left the episode with us in the middle of the night parting ways. This is where we will continue. So Diana, she goes to a nice little inn where she rented a room, and I go back to my tenant building. So here we have the city map of Fallcrest, and I've added a couple of bridges here and noted points of interest. So this is the western part of town, and here in the northern western slums is this cult Spice Den hideout. Here is Lucian's warehouse in the harbor district. This is my smithy in the artisan district. This is the tenant building where I live. This is the mansion of Lucian Fox in the High District. He's a respected citizen. And someplace in the artisan district, there's also Diana's Inn, but that's not important. So yeah, it's the middle of the night, and you can see I've also set up a little scenery here. So this is the Nantia River running through Fallcrest with bridges connecting eastern and western Fallcrest. There's some sort of little promenade here. And yeah, so this is a little scenery here for flavor of the city of Fallcrest. And yeah. So Diana, she heads back into her inn and goes to sleep. I head back into my tenant building. I enter through a window, through the rooftops, and also catch some much needed sleep, a couple of hours. And then it is the next day as I, of course, go about my daily life. So I change back into my normal smithy outfit and walk over from my tenant building, grab a little breakfast on the way, freshly baked bread from a little bakery here that I like to stop by on the way to my smithy and do smithing work. And that also includes replacing my batterings that I lost. I usually carry 3 batterings with me, but I lost them because I threw them into the body of an owl bear. So in my smithy, I also craft my own armor equipment and stuff. But Diana, she's got time. So what she will be doing is she will head towards the mansion of Lucian Fox. And so the bat has told her about Lucian Fox, and it didn't take her long. She asked around, and because she's a paladin, she's a personality of some respect and standing. So they tell her, or they told her, where to find him or this mansion. So she goes into the High District. So the High District, it's not really walled off from the Artisan or Temple District, but it is well patrolled. So there's an increase of city guardsmen patrolling the streets. And this is where also the ruling families and influential politicians and influential mages and guild heads of guilds live. So it's like the noble, pretty high area and district. And so she walks towards or to the mansion of Lucian Fox. And it is a nice townhouse, rather large. So this is the mansion of Lucian Fox. So the basement is stonework. There's like an arched entryway, stairs leading up, and probably, so I figured this will be his workshop, the stone part, and these are his living quarters. So at the top of this archway, there's also this seal, this crest that's also on the warehouse door that belongs to the Lucian Fox, or to the Fox family. And so Diana walks up and knocks at the door. There's like this wooden metal ring where you can knock at the door, and she does. Let me check. Can you see the picture? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, and then indeed a man opens, and so it's not a servant or anything, but I think it is, or it is probably Lucian Fox himself. So he's wearing robes, and he's not carrying a staff, but wearing robes, and looks very esteemed. And he opens the door and says, "Yes, how may I help you, my lady? And Diana, she nods and bows very slightly and says, "Good day to you, sir. My name is Lady Diana Princeton, Paladin of Timaskira. And I take it you are Lucian Fox, the renowned alchemist?" Oh, and he goes, "Well, renowned, well, some say so, but it's nice of you to say that. Yes, I am Lucian Fox. So, how can I be of service, my lady Paladin? I don't often get visitors as charming as you are, if you allow me that remark." And she goes, "Well, of course. Nice to see that there's still some gentlemen with manners." "Yes, it's getting rarer these days, I know. So, why don't I invite you in and we can talk inside?" "That would be very kind of you, of course." So, he invites her in and they go into sort of like a sitting area in the living room. And please, have a seat. So, what brings you to my humble establishment? Well, it doesn't really look humble, obviously, but still. And she goes, "Well, I'm afraid I'm the bearer of bad news." "Bad news? What is it? Am I in trouble?" No, 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 you're not in trouble. I don't know, maybe you've already heard from the city guard, but last night there was supposed to be, or there was an attempted break-in into your warehouse in the harbor district. Oh, well, I can assure you, the locks I got on that door are of the finest dwarven craftsmanship. I doubt there will be any common thieves or scoundrels will be able to open them. So, actually, I am pretty pretty relaxed about it. And Diana goes, "Well, I'm afraid these robbers or burglars were not your common kind of thugs. Say, Mr. or yeah, Mr. Fox. Do they say Mr. in the media? Whatever, Sir Fox. Do you please call me Lucian?" So, yeah, well, Lucian, thanks. Have you ever heard of the cult of owls? Interesting. Cult of owls. No, never heard of them. Well, they're a sinister cult practicing dark magic and rituals. And I have reason to believe, or I know for a fact, that those people that tried to break into your warehouse were members of these cult of owls. And believe me, they have means at their disposal that the common criminals don't have. So I'm a little bit uneasy because I was able to apprehend one of the cultists, and before I handed him over to the city guard and watch, I learned that they were looking for some ingredients and artifacts to complete some kind of ritual. So please understand that I'm a little uneasy about these news. And any insight into what is stored into your warehouse might be of help to figure out what the cult has planned. Indeed, that is troublesome news. It does intrigue me. It's a real mystery. I like mysteries. So you say the warehouse, huh? So let me think. What do I have in there? So and he thinks a little bit. And Diana, she has to make a communications role. So communication is actually like interaction, social interaction, talking to people, being charismatic. So she gets +1, 2d6 +1. It's a standard target number of 8. You know what? Let's make it 7 because he is delighted by her. So let's see if he is willing to talk to her. And actually, I'm thinking those black dice, they are for the bet. I'm using yellow dice for Diana. All right, that is 5 and that is 11 +1, that is 12. So he is completely charmed by her presence, and he goes, well, I'm glad that I can be of help. Let me see, I got, and he goes to a shelf and it takes out some sort of journal. So in this book, I document all my inventory about or within my various holdings. Let me see the warehouse and what do I have in there? And he goes through the list, and then he goes, he raises an eyebrow, and Diana goes, well, what is it? Ritual, you said? Yeah, why? What is it? Please. But this. There's one ingredient that I store in there, a very, very rare ingredient, and I only have a small vial of it. What is it? Diana goes. He goes, it is doppelganger blood. You know what doppelgangers are? Let's see, does she know? It's a knowledge. DCA, target number 8, knowledge. No, 4, 5, 6. She doesn't. Well, I have sort of an idea, but no. Well, there are strange creatures that can change their appearance to look just as other beings. Let me take a look here in the bestiary from Shadow Dark, if there's anything about doppelgangers. They're like a staple monster, but devil, dinosaurs, dragon. Let's see, doppelganger. I don't think. Dark Mantle, Deep One. I don't think they got it in here. Devils. Doppelganger, here. Here there are gray featureless humanoids that delight in sowing chaos and change shape into any similar humanoid and can secretly hear. Yeah, so they're a strange magical creature that have telepathic abilities. They can secretly hear the surface thoughts of all humanoids near them, and they can change and transform their shape to look exactly like a humanoid of their size. And I got this vial of doppelganger blood in there, very rare ingredient. It has many uses, but it is also a key ingredient in a dark and for a dark and forbidden ritual. Dark and forbidden ritual, Diana says. Well, this sounds about right. This sounds about right as something the cult would do. So please, if you can and know, tell me more about this ritual. Well, this ritual is called the ritual of 2 faces. You need a willing subject and a victim. And if you perform this ritual, the willing subject will change its form into the form of the victim, but not only that, the subject also gains the memories and experiences of the victim while also still keeping their own. Basically, with this ritual, the ritual of 2 faces, you can combine one personality or 2 personalities in one person, but you can also change the shape of this subject person if you desire, to match the victim. So, to put it bluntly, if you perform this ritual, it would be easy to replace, let's say, a ruler, a merchant guild leader, a high noble with this subject of the ritual. So that would be a subtle way to take control and install someone into a high position of power. And Diana goes, yeah, that sounds exactly like something the cult would do. So they're gathering ingredients for this ritual. I'm pretty sure of it. And they want to perform it to replace someone with one of their members to widen their influence. But who do they want to replace? Well, that is for you to find out, Lady Paladin. What I will do is I will hire some fine adventurers and have them patrol and guard my warehouse in addition to my, of course, very sophisticated lock, to make sure the blood of the doppelganger is secured until you have dealt with this cult. I assume this is what you're going to do. And if you have dealt with the cult, please do let me know so that I can decrease my security again. Of course, I will do that. You were of great help. Is there anything more you can tell me about this ritual of two faces? I can tell you what is also needed. You also need a book, the Book of Lies, a forbidden tome that deals with magic to influence one's mind and personality, and some sort of focal point, and that would be an obsidian crystal blessed or cursed, if you will, by the evil goddess of Vecna. With those three artifacts, the doppelganger blood, the Book of Lies, and this obsidian crystal of Vecna, you would be able to perform this ritual of two faces. So as long as they don't get my doppelganger blood and don't source it from any place else, they would not be able to complete this ritual even if they had the other ingredients. But see what you can do about this cult. I will increase security around my mansion. I will head towards the market square right away and put up a notice. Well, thank you. That is very thoughtful of you. I know it would probably cost you. Well, money is not a problem. If you work for the royal family and have cured a couple of deadly diseases in the past with a much needed potion, money is the last of your worries, believe me. Oh, and Diana looks around and goes, yeah, I can imagine. Well, thanks. You were of great help. Yeah, so please excuse me now. I got many things to attend to. I wish you luck on your quest. Yes. Okay, so he leaves with her. So he locks the door. He heads off towards the market space and to put up a notice to hire adventurers. And Diana, yeah, she doesn't know actually what to do because she wants, of course, to tell the bat, but she doesn't know how to contact him by day. And we have an appointment at 9 p.m. in the evening, early night, 2100 hours at this northern bridge here, because actually the plan for the night was to take out this spice den hideout of the cult. Okay, so that is what we will do. So we will skip the rest of the day. There's nothing going on with Brian Wayne. He just does his smithy work, and then it is as it is 9. The sun is about to set, but it is not as dark as the Better Fallcrest would have liked, but that's the life of the vigilante. You can't always choose. So Brian changes back into his Better Fallcrest outfit and makes his way across the rooftops towards the northern bridge here in the slums and this is where he was supposed to meet Diana. And this is where we meet. So Diana is already waiting at the bridge as I jump down from a low rooftop and appear out of the shadows and just go, "You made it. Did you learn anything?" And Diana just goes, "Nice to see you too. Yeah, of course I made it." And yes, I did learn a great deal actually. And I'm not really, or I'm uneasy because of what I have learned. "What is it?" And she recounts her whole encounter with Lucian and tells him about the ritual of 2 faces. "Interesting and indeed unsettling. I wouldn't have thought that there's such dark magic about." "Oh, you have no idea." "I'm usually concerned with street-level crime. But this is something else entirely." "Yeah, thankfully you got a capable companion. I know how to deal with these things. The goddess Timaskira is on my side and guides my hand and weapons." "That is good to hear. Well then, maybe we can learn something by taking out this spice den hideout. Maybe we are lucky and there's some higher-ups holed up in there. So let's get going." And he goes, "Do you know how to get there?" And she goes, "Yeah, of course. But don't we go there together?" "I usually stick to the rooftops." And with that, I disappear into one of the shadows and in a parkour-style manner with my ninja climbing claws with cat-like grace leap up onto one of the roofs and make my way from rooftop over rooftop. Thankfully, but of course I make this on the other side of the river. So we do cross the bridge together, talk about this thing as we cross the bridge, and then I take back to the rooftops. And then we meet at the spice den. And it's a little bit darker now. It's about 9:30. And I come down from one of the roofs and talk to Diana. "We should wait a while until it's darker and stake out the place. From what you've told me, we probably needn't worry about the warehouse if Lucian has hired adventurers. I have no doubt that with his financial resources, the offer was attractive enough to acquire adventurers." "Well, I hope so. So what do you want to wait for?" "Well, I don't want to rush into this den unprepared. Let's stake it out for a while, see what kind of people walk in and come out, and wait until the streets have cleared a little. Okay, so let's change scenery. So these are the slums, and so you can't see it on the picture, but there are like rats running about the street here, so you can't see it because it's not probably detailed or clear enough, but there's like a lot of refuse on the street and garbage and a little sewage, and there are rats and stray cats, and the buildings are run down, so it's like a low-class slum neighborhood. And as darker and later it gets, the more unsafe the streets grow. And so yeah, there are some people walking about, but doesn't take long. Maybe it's, I don't know, 10:15, 10:30 now, as the streets are mostly cleared. The occasional beggar makes his way, trying to find a somewhat safe spot to sleep for the night, but usually it's the streets are emptying, so we make our way to the front door of the spice den. So how do you want to go about this? I doubt they'll just let us in. I was about to just ask nicely. What about you? I will just kick in the door and go inside. As soon as someone opens. Okay, so let's see what happens. So the bat is in front and poof, 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 not very gentle but very forcefully, poof, poof, not only knocks but hammers at the door. And let's see, let's ask the oracle if there's like this little slit in the door where you can look who's outside. It's actually, I think it's pretty likely. I'll give it a 70% chance. 78. No, I'm lucky. So there's not this little thingy. So whoever wants to open the door can't look before they open it. So they actually do have to open it. So, but there's a voice, like a male, somewhat squeaky voice. Who is it? And the bat just goes, a customer in need. Ah, a customer in need. Well, we can cater to your needs. If you got coin, that is. And I hear that there's like maybe some sort of lever or something is moved, and then it's a wooden door is opened up a little, and as this door is opened up a little with brute force, I just kick in the door. It's a physical, target number 8. I got physical +2. So let's see, target number 8. Oh, 6, damn it. So 4 + 2, that is 6. Okay, so I try to kick in the door, and it moves a little, but it seems like as if they have reinforced the door, which of course makes sense because it's a cultist hideout, so it's not as flimsy as it might seem from the outside. It opens only little. Does it open, or is it enough for me to squeeze through? That is another physical, target number 8. Yes, 6, 7 + 2, that is 9. So, but the opening is large enough for me to slip through, and let's see, yeah, so the guy that opens the door, he draws a knife. and we are in combat now. Okay, so I'll give this guy, he is nastier than he looks. So I call him the bouncer. And let's see, the bouncer. Well, the voice does not. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So this is the bouncer. This. So this is a street corner punk pawn from the Villain Codex box from Pathfinder Pawns. So yeah, so he actually, so the bouncer, he's got 6 hit points. And he deals 1 damage, damage 1, and he actually attacks +2 melee combat. So he's not that bad. And we are like a full night of rest, regains all stamina, so we are at full stamina. Diana is still outside, so we are in combat now, and this bouncer guy, he gets to act indeed now first because of me needing to squeeze through. He will use the orange dice. So the combat difficulty is 7 plus the combat skill of the target. So my melee combat skill is 3. So he needs to get a 10. He rolls 2d6 plus 2. All right, so that is 6, 7, 8 plus 2. That is exactly 10. So he deals 1 point of damage. So I got a total of 12 stamina. This includes my armor. Now I'm at 11. Diana is at 14, but she's still outside. Okay, so I can block in the last second with my underarm bracers. I block, so that was the punk. Now it's my turn. I retaliate, +3 versus 9, because 7 plus 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 8. So actually this guy is capable. So yeah, I try to grab him, but he sidesteps me. And now it's Diana's turn. This round she can only squeeze through the door and can't really attack. So bouncer bet Diana. Okay, so the bouncer again. But now we are 2 and he's 1. So he's a little bit outnumbered. So what he tries to do is he tries to get away, to disengage. I give him +1 physical. To run further into the spice den, maybe probably into the basement. And I'll make it like a combat DC versus my physical. So 7 plus 2, that is 9. So he got to get a 9. 2d6 plus 1. And look at this. 8 plus 1, that's a 9. That's enough. Meet or beat. So this is indeed a very capable and slippy little bugger. So he tried to cut me, more to distract me. Then he sidesteps me, and quick as a weasel, he runs further into the spice den and shouts, "Company!" Okay. Let's give you a view of the inside of the spice den here. Yeah. So let me, maybe you can see this better. So this inside of the spice den, let me check the reflection here. Okay, I think so. This, I don't know if you can see it, but they're like these people, they're completely high, laying on the ground on hay mattresses or piles of hay, and it is smelly, it is filthy and smoky, and there's stairway leading down into the basement. And yeah, so this is where we came in, and he now made his way and ran down into the basement. And these people, they don't really care. They're completely wasted. They're completely high. And yeah, and we follow down into the basement. Okay, so let's get this off the way for now and make a little drawing here of the basement. Okay, let's make it a little odd shaped. So this is the stairway going up. This is the basement. And this guy, he ran down here. We followed. And let's say what's there in the basement. There are like bed bunks here. With a little chest here for personal belongings. And yeah, there's a table here. Wooden table. With some stools. So as he actually runs down, he grabs the stool and throws it into our path. And let's say here's a cupboard with, I don't know, stuff. But he's not alone down there. There are two cultists with him. This guy and this guy. So we have one massive brute with a club and another one of these cloaked figures waiting down here in this hideout as we storm down into the cellar. Okay, so this time again I'll give them the first turn. So let me make here my little combat matrix here. We have the bouncer, then the bat, then we have the brute, then we have Diana, and then we have the cloak. So this is how I can distinguish them. And the bouncer has 6 HP, and the brute has 8 HP, and the cloak has 5 HP. Those are their HPs, and they all have +2 combat to make it simple. And deal 1 damage, except for the brute, he deals 2 damage. Okay, so yeah, so I go, you go, but they get the first turn. So, but actually they don't have ranged weapons. But this guy does. He's got a hand crossbow, and doesn't matter who goes as long as you keep the slots. So first we have an enemy slot. So this guy goes, and he shoots with his crossbow at the bat. That's a ranged combat. My ranged combat is 1, so it's a DC 8, and he gets +2. But I'm lucky. 4 + 1 is 5, +2, that is 7. That is not enough. He needed an 8. So in the last second, I duck, and this bolt hits this wooden beam. Okay, so yeah, I make a quick assessment, and I know this guy is slippery, but I think this guy, he looks the most dangerous with his cloaked appearance, hand crossbow, maybe he's got poison, maybe a poisoned dagger or short sword. So I move over to this guy. So this the cloak guy acted. So I move over to the cloak guy and try to attack him. I need a 9. Yes, I rolled a 9 plus my melee combat 3, that is 12. So I deal 2 damage because I'm making a combination. So I run over there and let him have it. So the cloak is down to 3 hit points. So that was the bat. Now enemies again. The bouncer, he moves up 1 and attacks me. +2 versus 10. No, for 5 +2, that is not enough. That was the bouncer. Now it's Diana's turn. Yeah, she moves up here and attacks the bouncer. She's got the yellow dice. 4, 5, 6 +3, that is 9. That is enough because the combat difficulty is 7 +2, that is 9. She also got melee 3, so she deals 2 damage because she's got a blessed sword. So at the bouncer, so the bouncer is at 4 HP. And that was Diana. Okay, now we have finally the brute. And he just grabs the table and throws it to the side while he's making his way towards Diana. And he would deal 2 points of damage. He attacks +2 and needs a 10. +2 and a 10. Oh, look at this. 11 +2. So it's a hit and 2 damage. Diana is down to 12. So she gets her shield up. But he's got a massive club or a wooden stool leg and slams it full force into the shield. But thanks to Diana's strength, she blocks it, but she can feel the impact. All right, next round. Enemies start. First action slot goes to the enemies, and let's just stick with this scenario here. So he just unleashes, so the brute unleashes again 6 +3, 9 +2, 11. Needs a 10. Another 2 points of damage. So Diana at 10 stamina again gets her shield up, but has to exert all her strength to withstand those brutal blows. Okay, so this is of course now a little metagaming here, even though it would probably make sense to focus on the guy who is attacking her. Doesn't matter if they're all wounded, but still get to act. So she sticks with the one that she has wounded with the bouncer. So it's Diana's turn now, and she attacks. That is 7 +3 is 10. Yes, she needs a 9, deals 2 damage. So the bouncer is at 2 points of damage. That was Diana. Now enemies again. The bouncer retaliates against Diana. So they've all basically homed in on her. So +2 and needs a 10. That is 6, 8. That is not enough. Okay, lucky me. That was the bouncer. Now the bat. The bat, because the bouncer attacked Diana, shifts his stance so that he can hammer the bouncer. Oh, look at this. Thankfully, there are no critical fails. Snake eyes. So no, the bat is screwing up. And now we have the cloak. The cloak uses the opening the bat gave him because of his messed up attack, and no, 5 +2, 7, not enough. Lucky us. All right, everybody acted. Next round of combat. Enemies go first. Let's start again with the bouncer. hitting Diana. But Snake Eyes, no. Okay. Our turn. Diana retaliates against the bouncer. Gosh, we need to get him out of the picture. 5, 6 plus 3, that is 9. That's exactly enough because 7 plus 2. So yes, 2 points of damage. Yeah, she's not messing around. I mean, she's got a blessed sword, so she just pierces him. And he coughs up blood and goes down. All right, enemy slot. Bouncer already acted. The one guy is dead, so we only have the cloak left. The cloak attacks the bat. 4. No, that is not enough. Okay, that was the cloak. And now, finally, the bouncer is out of the picture. And finally, the bat. Okay, the bat attacks the cloak. 7 plus 3, 10, yes. So the cloak takes 2 points of damage, is down to 1. So again, he coughs, and I think we got them all. Next round. Yeah, the enemies go first. The bouncer, the brute, attacks Diana. That is 3 and 3 and 2. That is not enough. That is 8. He needs a 10. All right, bouncer, brute. Damn it, I keep messing them up. Okay, failed. Okay, our turn. Diana, the brute. 3, 4, 7, not enough. Needed a 9. All right, Diana also failed. Now the cloak is attacking the bat. 5, 8, 10. That's enough. That's a 10. Deals 1 damage. So the bat is down to 10. But I think we are in a good position here. The bat hasn't acted yet. All right, the bat attacks the cloak. 6 plus 3, that is 9. That's enough. Taking him out, he's unconscious because I'm using my wrist knuckles. Ooh. He goes down, but he's unconscious. And we all acted. Enemies go first. The brute, he doesn't surrender because he's a cultist, and the brute attacks Diana. Oh, that is 8. And because he rolls doubles and hits, because 10, he deals another additional point of damage, so that's 3. 2 plus 1 is 3, so Diana is at 7. So she lowers her shield just a second and is hit in the face, smacked a little to the side. But now our turn. The bat leaps forward and attacks. Yes, so that is 11. Sadly, no doubles, but it's a hit. So the brute is at 6 HP. And now we have Diana still. No, that is 4 plus 3. That is not enough. That is 7. Needs a 9. Okay, next round. The brute. He focuses on Diana. 5 plus 2. That is not enough. All right, so Diana retaliates. 6 plus 3, that is 9. That is exactly enough. 2 points. Brute is at 4. And now the bat. That is 6, 7 plus 3. That is also 10. Yes, 2 more damage. So now we have him cornered, and Diana slits him, and I go, "Don't kill him. We need him to talk." Okay, but next round, the brute. No misses. 5, not enough. Diana. That's enough. But all right, so she would kill him, but she is using the blunt end of her blade, but deals only 1 point of damage. So that is, she's at 1 point. So now it's up to the bat to finish him. Yes. And finally, he goes down. So we got 2 people knocked out, the cloak and the brute, and 1 guy dead. And this is where we'll end this episode, because I'm already at my usual almost an hour mark. So we will end this episode in the basement and spice den of this cold hideout. All right, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I did. A little, yeah, immediately what you would say, maneuver critique. I found this battle, I think, was too easy. Maybe I should have given them more hit points or have them deal more damage. I think skill value +2, that's enough, but I don't know. I felt that we weren't really in danger here. But I mean, not every encounter has to be sort of like a deadly encounter, but this is just my personal play style. I like it if it's close and there's a lot of tension. But yeah, but then again, if it doesn't go my way, I'm also not happy. So it is a difficult thing here, balancing this out. And I gotta get used to 2d6 as well. But I like it. All right, so this is it. Thank you for watching and thank you for your support. Please do like, subscribe, and comment and do all this YouTube stuff. And I hope I'll see you soon with the next video. Till then, as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.